Saturday. If I have to tell you where I'm going, you don't pay much attention, do you? You'll recognise it, don't worry. Turns out, I cocked up editing last night. I've been trying to catch up on a load of footage that I've got for doing little shorts and obviously doing other vlogs. Because I'm running a little bit behind, things have started piling up. I've had a couple of long days into short periods in between my shifts. And I don't mean reduced rest, I just mean 11.5 hours, because I live an hour and 15 minutes away, so that really screws me. So, yeah, last night I forgot that it was a false start on my vlog. I think I actually said the name of a company or the company or something like that. I said something that I wasn't happy with and I had to restart, and I just completely forgot. Because obviously I'm running a few days behind, and oh well, there we go. So that's been removed. I removed that, I shall re-edit it and then upload it again tonight. So there's going to be 118 people who are going to be slightly annoyed. Because they're going to be watching the same thing yet again. So I shall apologise in this one, which will be a few days down the line. Now, I'll turn that on, lovely. Somebody asked me a question under that video, and obviously I deleted the video, and that kind of knackers all the comments. However, I did get, I think most of the question in an email, although I did miss off the IE part, so an example of what he was going on about. Stew irons. I didn't respond to you under the video because obviously I deleted the bloody video, but I am responding to you now. What is the best road I've been down, the worst road I've been down, best delivery, worst delivery? Now I'm going to hazard a guess the IE was the most catastrophic delivery. What was the most, what was the easiest delivery I've done? What was the most catastrophic delivery I've done? That's how I'm going to answer it anyway. Now, the worst road I drive, and I think I can put my hand on my heart and say I speak for virtually every truck driver when I name this road. It's bloody South Circular. It's just a combination of different roads, some residential, that they decided in their infinite wisdom to make the ring road of South London. It's not like the 406. Oh no 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 no. The 406 pretty much dual carriageway all the way, except a little bit right at the end. Going from the M40 Hanger Lane down to the M4. Well, down to the South Circular, to be fair. So, yeah, M4, M3 kind of area. The South Circular is horrible. It really, there's no other way of putting it. It's just horrible. It really is. So that's the worst road. Now, my favourite road, that's a tough one. Because my favourite road is the road where it's just easy. And there are a lot of those. Now I have to admit, I do detest driving down the M4. That bugs me. Oh, look at that Mazda. Lovely lane discipline there, no indication, straight into the hashing. Well done, well done, well done. It does detest me, the M4. Because it's just so boring. Oh, that road is just boring. But my best road, I suppose, my favourite road, if I had to pick, it would have to be the A11, because it's, now that they've put the new section of it in, and it's all just dual carriageway, it's really easy. Oh, yesterday when I was going to Norwich, so easy, so very easy. it's wonderful. And you're driving through the countryside on open road, loads of room, and you get to see a few nice bits of machinery in the field and stuff like that. So they're the roads taken care of. Now, delivery wise, I suppose it would be to Coventry. Now, we don't do that anymore. We used to, but it's been shipped out and it goes in different times of day. The Coventry store, the back way to the Coventry store, is a lot lower than the road. And I kid you not, it's a lot lower than the road. It's like a 1 in 6 hill. 6 foot forward, 1 foot down. Basically, the road's up here, the bottom of the store's there, and it's like that. And of course, we have to load interact with manual pump truck. So what you have to do is you go into the road, then you go down through like that. So you have to lower your front end and try and raise your back end as much as possible to give yourself as much of a level platform as you can. I personally think it's bloody stupid and dangerous, and there should be a dock leveler put in there. But there we go. Now, one of the guys that ran the fault truck, I don't know whether he still does because it's been a couple of years since I last did it. He's a little bit overzealous, and he goes flat out. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the natural ability needed to be able to drive a fault truck flat out. And of course we're like this, his floor's like that, so there's getting the faults, you've got to kind of, it's odd, it's really strange. But every so often he'll miss the pallet and he'll go into the products with the fault, and he's not going slow at the time. He's one of these rush, everything's got to be done yesterday. Now I don't know whether he's the official fault truck driver or whether he was just the manager who was covering. I haven't got a clue. I've only ever done that twice, and he was only there once. And he went into the flour. All out, flowers bloody everywhere. It is just pumping out all over the floor. He doesn't care, he keeps going. He hasn't got the time to clean it up. No, not the time. Anyway, a few pallets later, we had a pallet of cooking oil. Now these are big restaurant size boxes of cooking oil, not the stuff you buy from Tesco. Now remember, he's just leaked flour bloody everywhere, and he's spread it about with a fault truck. The full lift, I should say. And he's gone bang straight into the pallet of oil. Glob, 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 glob. Gallons of the stuff. Of course, all this oil has met the flour. Now, any child will be able to tell you what you get if you mix flour and water. Well, you get a glue, don't you? Let's be honest. When you mix flour and oil, you get a slippery, gluey, almost contradictory substance. And it was, I just stood there, I was like, you're on your own, mate, I'm not even bothering with this one. No, you are completely on your own. Now, what's my favourite delivery destination? We don't seem to do this anymore, and it bugs me, but it's Eastbourne. Couple of reasons. First of all, at Eastbourne, they don't care whether you open the curtains or whether you offload out the back. So if it's raining, you can keep dry. If it's sunny and you can't be arsed, you just open your curtains. And the managers down there, the staff down there, they're genius. They're just fun. They're good. They're good people. Very good people. The other reason I like going there is because just round the back is a McDonald's. It didn't help with my waistline, but I used to get Eastbourne run virtually every day at one point. I was down there, if I worked 6 days, I'd have done at least 4 Eastbourne runs. I was just constantly going down there. They just knew me down there. That was it. And it's been transferred onto a haulier that we hire in, or we work in partnership with, one of the two, I can't remember, because they've got some South Coast pickups to do and other bits and bobs, so they stop in, pick the load up, take it down there. So we don't go down there anymore, and it really annoys me because that used to be my favourite run. Because I just like the stop. To be fair, that's my favourite destination. My favourite run is Reading, Didcot, Wellingborough, because I get to stop in at Sherwell Valley and have a Greggs, and supposedly tomorrow I'm doing Didcot, Wellingborough, so I'll be stopping in at Sherwell Valley. Woohoo! I'll have another Greggs salad or two, because that's the best thing when it comes to salads. Just have as many as you want. It really doesn't matter. It's salad. It's not going to hurt you. So I get to have loads of grub. Admittedly, it's rabbit food, but it's good rabbit food. It's not poncy rabbit food. But yeah, there you go. So I thought I would answer your question, Stu, because obviously I know I deleted the video. If you went to check or something like that, you'd have probably seen, oh, comment deleted or something like that. I didn't delete your comment to be nasty. I made a mistake on the video. I wasn't happy with that fact, so I removed the video. I will re-edit the video and re-upload it. Because at the end of the day, that video was me saying thanks to Ben for doing us the drawing, and you know, obviously I met up with him, and I don't want that video to be a mistake. You know, but that's me personally. But anyway, I'm going to continue onwards. I'm going on the A1 north. I'm going to be going on to 505. Then I'm going to be going on to the A10 north. And then I'm going to be crossing the M11, staying on the A10. Now, who'd like to guess where that's going to take me? Go on, have a guess. Think about it. It's a Saturday. Although I have been doing this run on Sundays recently. Yes, Cambridge. That's right. I'm doing Cambridge, Wellingborough. So I should most likely see you when I get to the street section in Cambridge. And you can watch me do it all over again. Goody gumdrops. Well, can you tell that we're back? Cyclists seem to be about today. I've gone past quite a few, so that tells me one thing: I might meet a few down this road. Well, down the residential roads anyway. But yes, here we are. It's all wonderful, and I've been having a bit of a think. I'm back to, you know, the standard old autonomous vehicles and stuff like that. And I don't think it's going to be rolled out entirely. I know there's talk of it, and I know, you know, common sense would say, well, look, you know, they want to get rid of human error, so everyone's going to have autonomous vehicles, therefore driving, human interactive driving will have to be banned. You can't take away human error unless you take out the human from the equation. But that got me thinking, how many people drive for fun, as a hobby? You know, you can't have driverless F1, can you? Touring car racing would be a bit boring. NASCAR would go out the window. So people like to drive, either for racing or for hobbies. I mean, classic car club. There you go, massive cycle pavement. Massive cycle pavement. But anyway, never mind. you get around him safely. But people drive for fun, you know, car clubs, classic cars, whatever. There's a lot of people that do that. A heck of a lot of people that do that. To be fair, it's virtually the minority of drivers that don't like driving. If you think about it. I mean, think about Top Gear. That's going to be launched, what is it, the 29th of this month, isn't it? Sunday, I think that is. So the 29th of May, Top Gear is going to be relaunched. Now, I've seen the trailers. It's got the same production quality. It's the same camera guys doing it. I mean, it's to the same standard it always used to be. But the thing is, this one's going to appeal to a PC crowd. What made original Top Gear so successful was it wasn't PC, if that makes sense. You know, they always used to push the boundaries of political correctness and sometimes just ignore them completely. So the PC crowd will like the new Top Gear. They always used to have 5th gear anyway, but they'll like the new Top Gear. But everybody who liked the original Top Gear for what it was, which was ultimately never really that politically correct, to be fair, probably aren't going to like it, or they're just going to boycott it and wait for the Grand Tour, which is Hammond Clarkson's and May's new show. And the thing is, it's the same PC crowd that won driverless technology. Everybody else doesn't. Well, they do and they don't. They don't want to give up their freedom to drive. Now, when I talk about driving as a hobby, as fun, as whatever, to be fair, we drive. We don't care whether it's petrol, diesel, electric, hamster powered, hydrogen fuel cell powered, pogo stick powered. I got it in. I got pogo stick in. Come on. You know, they don't really. We don't really care. As long as we're driving, as long as we're interacting with it, whether we've got cruise control on or not, we don't really care. It's just sitting there, driving away, letting your thoughts play out in your mind. And that's a lot of us. There are a huge amount of us. And like I've said before, and I don't think anybody's going to argue this particular point, driverless technology will take away, will supposedly will reduce accidents by taking away driver error, the human factor that causes the issue. The only thing I've got with that is that the programming for the car to run on, you know, the AI for the car to run on, is written by a human. Therefore, human error could still technically apply. I'm just saying. But what do I know? But the thing is, in order to facilitate lower accidents through, you know, no human interaction, you've got to ban human drivers. You just have to. You just have to ban us completely. Otherwise, there's always going to be a human driving around that could potentially oops-a-daisy. So it is kind of obvious that when this is unrolled and it is supposedly commonplace and it's taken on fully, they will have to ban drivers. And that's car drivers. And all you motorbikers out there, you kiss goodbye to your motorbike. You're a human interacting with a vehicle on a public highway. You could cause an accident. So all the bikes, you're not going to make them driverless, are you? How are you going to make a bike driverless? Every time it goes into a bend, it will sling you off. Unless, of course, you're going to strap yourself in and go for a hell ride. Oh, hello. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Get into gear. Go on, girl, go on, girl. Got some weight. Lovely, jubbly. Now, watch this. I've got to be careful because there we go. Anyway, yeah. So bye-bye bikes, bye-bye classic car clubs and classic car rallies, and then of course nobody's going to be learning how to drive because what's the point? So bye-bye motor racing, whether it's electric powered or what, doesn't really matter. Nobody's learned how to drive, so who's going to be driving? It might struggle on for a decade or two afterwards, but bye-bye motor racing, that's a phenomenal amount of money there, isn't it? So personally, I'm toying currently with the idea of setting up a group to fight for the rights of drivers. Now, whether it's, like I said, it doesn't matter what's powering it. I'm not concerned whether they ban petrol or diesel. I mean, classic cars, they'll just put the latest technology in it. They'll power, you know, if I got a 1972 Buick Riviera, okay, it's a 455 V8 petrol, but if they came out and said, okay, everything's switching to electric, these are the motors, I'm sure with a bit of customization work I could change a 72 into an electric powered vehicle. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I've got no issues with that whatsoever. To be fair, I never have had. What the issue I've got with electric power is it just doesn't have the range. The day it has the range, fine, great, lovely. I don't care. You know, we have to be sensible. You know, hydrogen fuel cell, that actually breathes. So you could have hydrogen fuel cell and, like I said, a filtration system. So you could be cleaning the air with your hydrogen fuel cell powered vehicles because that does breathe. And then you could have obviously find alternate green fuel sources for internal combustion engines, because remember it's an internal combustion engine, so anything that goes bang bang and creates an explosion will power your internal combustion engine. Now again, you could be cleaning particulates out the air. The issue I have is losing the right to drive. And I think virtually everybody that is watching me feels the same. Whether it's an inevitability that automated vehicles will exist, I mean, they already do. So it's not really an inevitability, they're already here. You know, Milton Keynes has a few of them. They're going to be unrolled all over the place, most likely for public service. Make up your mind then. Most likely for public service. Oh, he's turning. And again, people like my father, you know, losing their licence when they're still quite young. I mean, he's only 66. Due to eyesight. Well, you know, little HOD autonomous vehicles. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. To be absolutely honest, in those situations, when applied correctly for public convenience, you know, maybe a park and ride scheme, so you drive to your local city and you get into the autonomous pods and they ferry you off to wherever you're going. Great, no issues with that. Again, for people who are facing disability, ex-servicemen for example, or people like my father who are losing eyesight, again, perfect. I have no issues against that whatsoever. None. But my issue is, and has always, and will always be, losing my right to interactively drive. It's fun. It's a hobby. There's platitudes of variations within driving. I've got to watch out because he's set himself right on the line with his mobile phone out. I don't know whether that was picked up. Whatever. But it's the racing and the motorsport in general. And who's going to customise a pod? Why would you customise a driverless vehicle? It's not going to go faster than anyone around you. It's not going to accelerate people around you. So why would you tune it? Why would you customise it? So that's all out the window. So it's a huge amount of money, huge amount of potential profits and wealth that's going to be destroyed. So from a financial standpoint as well, getting rid of interactive driving costs huge amounts of money. So I'm toying with the idea of setting up just in the early stages, until it becomes apparent that they're going to try and ban interactive driving, an association or some kind of group opposed to losing the right to drive. Because at the end of the day, do you want to lose your right to drive? There you go then. Anyway, I shall see you in a while, because I don't want to give away the store I'm going to, or the company I'm going to. See you in a bit. Well, that's the Cambridge one done. Trundling along the A14. But no, going back to that idea I had, just as I was getting to Cambridge, because obviously for me it's been a couple of hours. I wouldn't know what to call the group, to be fair, so I'd have to think about that. And I'd probably start some form of Facebook thing. And I'm sure it's been done, I'm sure there's some groups here, there and everywhere. But please understand one thing with what I'm saying. I'm not against autonomous vehicles, autonomous pods, things to be used in city centres, around towns. You know, that kind of thing. Things that could make life easier for those less fortunate, disabled, people who are suffering from age-related issues, things like that. Nothing against it. All I'm talking about is our right to continue to drive. You know, I'm certain that with the Class 1 industry, there'll still need to be operators. I mean, look at the driverless vehicle trucks that they are currently manufacturing. They still have bunk facilities, they still have all the whistles and bells, space for somebody to be there. The reason being, load interaction at the other end, dropping and swapping of trailers, various other sort of getting paperwork signed, and all that kind of stuff. So, all it basically means is I come to work to primarily watch videos. I get paid for watching Jason Statham films or whatever. But I have a big thing against losing my right to drive. I mean, think, like I've said before, classic cars. Now, everyone will probably sit there and go, oh yeah, but you're really close. No, they're not, first of all, because there's not a huge volume of them compared to everything else. Most of the CO2 produced by vehicles, classic vehicles anyway, are caught by the greenery along roadsides. Think about where your CO2 comes from in a car. It comes from the engine, goes out the exhaust is right next to the ground. It's dispersed. I mean, look at this. We're along a road. Okay, all the rubber that's worn, all the crap that comes out the exhausts, you know, dirt, yeah? Look at the greenery. It's green. It's not black. It's not dead. It's green. Because it's getting loads of CO2. The vast majority of CO2 pumped into the atmosphere is out of the factory facilities, because all of their chimneys, all of their exhaust flumes, whatever you want to call them, are above greenery level. They're above tree level. So it's just pumped straight out, straight into the air, wallop, straight up the top. It's not caught by anything. But even saying that, fossil fuels are going to run out. We're not going to be able to use them forever. So we have to get away from them. I've never said that we shouldn't. But there are loads of alternatives. I mean, somebody who customises cars or restores cars, changes cars about, whatever, you know, works on cars. As long as the mounts line up, as long as the drive shafts are measured and fit, you can rip out a petrol engine, put in an electric motor. mean, classic cars are not daily drivable. So if their boot space is taken up with batteries, a big whoop. You know, you're not using them as a daily driver, you're using them as your day off car. You know, you're going to, oh, I've got an issue, going to shows, things like that. And then again, of course, you have got a potential for a hydrogen fuel cell. Now, I know they don't do very good mileage. About 400 miles to a tank. Well, you can put the tank of the electrolyte, or for the electrolyte, where the fuel tank is. You can keep all the, you know, fuel delivery system. Well, change the pipes obviously, but it's the same kind of delivery system. I'm not going to bother overtaking because I want the A14. Sod lorries is going down the A14, but oh well, I'll deal with that at a later stage. And the thing is, the distance I've got to make up, be no point. No. Well, if these cars actually grow some nuts and all get past it, there's a strong possibility I could make it. But, you know, you bunker fuel, hydrogen fuel cell, whatever mechanism it is under the bonnet, remake or refabricate engine mounts so as it's held in place. Go on, Golf, go on, Golf. Why do people do that? Got a full open road, national speed limit, and I don't know, Mavis, I don't know. And they just sit there and they're like, oh well, might as well. But, you know, you can change it around, so you could technically keep your boot. There's loads of things you can do with classic vehicles to keep them on the road. Obvious alternatives to fossil fuel-based petroleum. Algae oil-based petroleum. Completely carbon neutral. Completely greenhouse fine. Loads of different things. So I'm not concerned about that. The only thing I'm concerned about is losing the right to actually drive. Because then you will lose all the classic cars. They'll just be scrap iron. You can make a classic car environmentally friendly, but you can't replace it once you've destroyed it. It's just my thing, and I just wanted to clear things up because I'm always kind of bad-mouthing autonomous vehicles, even though I do understand the benefit they could play and they could have. I do not agree with the fact that they will be safer, because all it takes is one system error and voila, human error is still in it because they're programmed by code written by humans. Ergo, there's always going to be bugs. So chances are it's not going to take human error out, it's just going to be one human's error affects a lot of people. Lots of people. And then of course you're going to have vehicle recalls, pod recalls I suppose they'll be called, and load of old crap really. And then of course you've got programming your destination. What about all the people who don't know how to program? There's quite a few people who don't know how to program a sat nav. What about them? What about off-gridders? Well, that's a good one. There's lots of people who choose to live off-grid, and they go around in their pickups, what have you. What are they going to do? They're living off-grid. What, they're going to have to... Oh, there you go. They're going to have to be forced to live on-grid? Think about that. All the people who choose to live off-grid, what are they going to do if they've got a pickup or something like that? Oh well, you can't have your way of life. Sorry, we dictate to you. You can't live the way you want to live. Yeah, that's going to wash well, isn't it, in a free society? Kind of proves the point that we're not all free. But That's my thing. And I think it's fair. But like I said, I don't have a clue what I'd call the system. Or not the system. Oh, why am I did? Why? I haven't got a clue what I would call the group or the Facebook page or anything like that. But I think something should be started. Because, well, bikers, you're going to lose your rights. Classic car guys, you're going to lose your rights. Motorsport is going to basically vanish. It'll take probably a couple of decades, maybe a generation or so, but nobody will be driving. You know, that'll be that. It's not a big thing anymore. It's not. So there's lots of companies that are going to be affected, lots of people that are going to be affected, lots of jobs that are going to disappear, lots of financial burden. And for what? So Google can finally become a car manufacturer. It's really not worth it. Anyway, I'm going to crack on. Hopefully the weather is going to hold, because I want to do the Susie hookup procedure on the trailer, as that short that I wanted to do last week. Amazingly enough, I'm in the same vehicle I was in this time last week as well. Because I looked at the number plate and I thought, I've had that recently. And I went to hook up, and on the back, where all the dirt is, I cleaned two places to position the camera to get different angles to see which one worked best. And you can see it's still there. There's light patches. So it's like, oh, I'm in the same vehicle. I have a curtain sider. So, yeah. Anyway, I shall most likely see you at Wellingborough, where, because I have drove on a bit today, I'll most likely end my day. Or I'll end it on the way back, one or two, I don't know yet. Haven't decided. But I'm going to crack on, and I shall see you a bit later on. Well, we made it here to Wellingborough, and it's raining. Joyful. Bloody raining. So I haven't been able to do what I wanted to do. Although I have come across a new defect. In 7 years of driving, I've not come across it before. I am certain experienced drivers out there have probably come across it, and I'm certain it's not an amazingly odd, out of place defect. But curtain siders. On a curtain sider, you've obviously got the curtain. Now, either end of the curtain, you've got two poles, aluminium style, metal poles, whatever. And they've got a hole at the bottom with a little stopper in, so as you can put that into a tooth. I'm forgetting all my words today. Oh. Into the mechanism to tighten it. Okay, there you go. Well, the pole has snapped. It's a virtually brand new trailer. It's a new hire one that we've got into, because volumes are going up, it's approaching summer, of course more people are buying, so we've got a few new hires in. And it snapped. I took a photo of it, so I'll bung it in. Now I've VOR'd it, I'm not taking it. Because I just refuse to. I mean, the pole snaps, so the tension at that end is no longer there, which means the pole at the top could fold out, could lower itself significantly enough to come loose, and then of course I've got a whole top corner of my curtain that can go, and you know, obviously the wind's going that way, it's at the front. Think about it. So if ever you come across something like that, VOR it, don't take it, because if it does slip, all it has to do is slip a little bit. If it does slip, then that entire top part's going to come away, and it's going to open, and it's going to be flapping away like Billy-O, because obviously you're going that way, the wind's going that way, and that could cause curtain to rip. I mean, if a metal pole has snapped, then it's going to be jagged, it's going to be sharp, it could cut through the curtain, all hell could break loose. So I'm refusing to take it. I've parked it up, I've left it out the, well, I haven't even touched it, I've just left it where it was. The shunter in this yard hasn't noticed it, the driver who brought it in hasn't noticed it, and before anybody says anything, it's not been done when it was being loaded. Not a chance in hell. They'd have had to go through the bulkhead to get to it, and there is no damage to the bulkhead. I think what's happened is when you put the curtain in, you've got, on the side, you've got some stoppers. and the curtain runs inside the stoppers into its little What's happened is somebody's got there, tightened it too much at the back, gone to it, just hold it round, slammed it in, you know, brute strength and ignorance without actually thinking about what's going on, left it slightly bent on one of the stoppers, tightened it, kept tightening it, and it's just given. And they've been like, oh, I don't really care, you know what I mean, bruv, get in it and take it. That's literally the only way I can think it would have happened, unless it was hit by a loader, which would have destroyed the bulkhead. And it's perfectly fine. But I took a photo, so obviously you've seen it by now. But yeah, that's new on me. So, joyful. So I haven't been able to do what I wanted to do today, although if it's not raining when I get back to the yard, it's still going to be light, so I'll do it down there. If failing that, I'll just do it tomorrow, because I'm getting it done. I don't care. I am getting the hookup procedure done. And tomorrow, because I forgot today, I've made a note, I've put it in my little alarm list. Tomorrow, I'll set my camera up and I'll put my card in and I'll go through that procedure. Because I forgot to do it today, didn't I? Because I'm that intelligent. But anyway, I'm going to end my day now so I can get straight back, get done, get dealt with, everyone's happy. So cheers for watching, like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. Does seem to be working for my channel. And I shall see you in the next one, which will obviously be tomorrow. I'm starting at 13:45. I'm supposed to have a Didcot Wellingborough. Time will tell. So yes, I shall see you tomorrow.